I mean, I've always been fascinated with technology since I was like a little kid. I grew up with a computer and like a Windows 7 computer, and even before that, like an N64. It was very different in my household. Like my dad still plays World of Warcraft to this day. He's a very loves video games kind of thing. My brother also plays video games, like my whole family does. It's always been like a very accepted thing in my household. So some of my earliest memories I can remember is like playing Super Smash Bros. On the N64 with my brother, and that was like my first introduction into gaming, I guess. I didn't get into the competitive scene until like probably middle school or high school. When I was in college, we had our esports club where we played Overwatch, right? And we would like go join some tournaments. Before that, I kind of just like played at my house, and like I'd play with friends online, but that was the first time I like played with other people in person, I think.
There is so many quotes, I can't even tell you all these. There's so many quotes about failure being one of the best teachers. Do you ever hear all these quotes like, oh, the failure is the best teacher. In order to win, you gotta lose. All those things, right? There actually is science and things behind that. But the idea is, you failed it, then you figure it out.
So my name is Scott Palmer, and I'm the designated esports coordinator here at Waukee High School, as well as a math and computer science teacher during the day.
This one up here, where's the shading? Above or below? Below. Why is it below?
So last year I was attending a conference, and they had a bunch of different breakout sessions about how to start an esports team and what to do. So I said, it sounds like it's becoming a popular thing. And so I did some research online about how to get one started and kind of what it's doing for people. And I think what you'll find is when you dive into this world, you'll see that it's a much bigger world than you ever knew. You'll see there are way more people doing it than you ever thought were doing it. And it's actually like, it's got its own like subculture and world that it's mostly done by folks of the younger generation. And so I think it was really fun to dive in and see just the excitement level that everybody has for this specific sport.
Turner wasn't there, bounces into the corner, energy still around, Justin is there for the shot, Justin! This is Rocket League!
The other part that I really enjoy is I think it gives a lot of these kids a chance to be on a team that maybe they've never had before. It gives them all a chance to be a part of a group, and I think giving these kids a community has been really nice. There's been a lot of kids that have talked about like, I'm not involved in anything until I was involved in this. There was a kid that just moved here from Texas. There was a kid that moved here from another school in Iowa and didn't have a lot of friends, didn't know what to do, and then kind of found a nice home here.
I'm usually a quiet kid. I usually don't say much. I don't say a lot most of the time. I will talk to the people that I'm really good friends with, but esports has got me to come out of my shell. I've become more of a social person ever since esports, and back in the day, you would never think that I would be as social as I am now.
Got a lot in here.
That goes almost down.
So Talon, he's just an incredible person. Not only is he an incredible athlete with esports, but he's very good and passionate about the community. So when he started it in a smaller school where he used to go and brought it and helped contribute to the Waukee, which is huge, almost 10 times the size, it just really added a lot of value, gave kids something to do. Yeah, so he became more of a leader. He was always a leader, but now he's more passionate. He's got a team to lead. And also gives him opportunities for college too, because this is now a serious sport, and it gives him an opportunity to thrive, to maybe get a scholarship or to really compete someday in the big time, because a lot of these big leaguers are making careers with this, and it just inspires him to do more and do better.
Some of the challenges involve that this is such a new thing that a lot of the people and some of the decision makers maybe don't have as much knowledge as they would about how football works. Everybody knows how football works. You play in 7th grade, you play in 8th grade, then you play in high school, then if you're good, you play in college. And that path has been paved, and that's understood by booster clubs and activity departments and superintendents and everybody. And so I think what I try to do is spend a lot of time educating our decision makers on how this works and how it can be beneficial. And I think thus far it's been met with a lot of positivity. So I think it's been really nice to have those decision makers be willing to listen, be willing to hear the stats about why this is important, and kind of get behind the group.
When we heard about this opportunity for esports and that we had a group of kids that were excited to do it and an adult that was willing to jump in and coach and supervise it, I thought that's just right mix for getting something off the ground in benefit to our kids.
Do you play any games yourself? Or?
I grew up playing video games. Like, I love video games. I remember when like Pong was the first thing. My grandma got Pong on TV and I thought it was like the greatest thing ever. And then I would go to the mall and there was an arcade there. I had a paper route to actually cover my video game habit. So Aladdin's Castle, oh, the place was great.
So I think if you look at a lot of the statistics around esports, you'll see that a lot of the people, similar to Tristan here, that they go into a field that's in the technology sector, whether that's software engineering or going into video production or other things. It's a good leaping stone to kind of get you immersed into that technological world.
I think the competitive aspect that I picked up that I use every day is like, I need to be individually like learning and getting better every day, because with technology things change every day, and with esports things would change every day, like just learning new things and not getting stuck in like old ways of thinking. You have to just adapt to what's new and what's up and coming.
What I would tell a parent who is apprehensive about their child joining our group, it really is a community thing. So if you want your child to be part of a community, this is a great place to do it, because as you saw in there, we have all sorts of different people that come in, and I think it's really a chance for everybody to be a part of that community.